It'll be like saying all men cheat, which isn't true, right? So, what's up, LJ? Do you think it's appropriate to make a move in a professional setting? Uh, you have to like look at the pros and cons of the situation. So if it's a job that you don't like it's not a career, it's just a job, like you work at Chili's, by all means go for it, right? But if it's like a career, a place where you're trying to retire and move up, probably a bad idea. Unless you have a high degree of certainty that this is going to be like a fruitful situation. So one, you know that Shorty's feeling you, right? Like she's making that kind of obvious. And two, you protect the downside. Like, worst case scenario, this doesn't work out. Can I still work here? Can we coexist in this environment? Easier to do if the way the job is structured is you don't have to see them all the time. But like if y'all are working in the same room, boy oh boy, you're setting yourself up for a bad time. What's going on, Express? Finally, got a mod in the building. If the people put vacation time in Express, what's going on? Is CC calling sick? Body count is important to a degree. Body count is less important. The why is more important. So the why behind the bodies is more important than the actual bodies. Does that make sense? Because you're trying to determine whether or not the woman is a good bet for the future. And the thing that will give you clarity on that is asking why the body count is so high. What's the context of it? You know? Like if somebody had a few amount of bodies in like college because she was in that environment, but she was young and she grew from it. Okay, well that's like an isolated situation, right? But if like throughout her life she just consistently is being flippant about who she shares her body with, okay, well that's more of a problem then, right? She's probably a bit more impulsive. How would you go about inquiring about that? I wouldn't inquire about that. I understand why people do, but I don't ask about bodies. Again, it's because of how my brain works, right? I can ascertain this information just by experiencing you. So just engaging you, talking to you, I can kind of get a gauge on like who I'm dealing with. I know other people aren't like that, so they have to ask like straightforward questions. But it's not very helpful because people lie, right? People are like, what questions can I ask? That assumes they're going to tell you the truth, but people lie. So questions have a very low amount of utility in this contest. All right, let's take some questions. Elizabeth, what's going on? The older you get, the more you don't care. I didn't care young, to be honest with you. Elizabeth, are you there? You're muted. Elizabeth going once, going twice. Okay, she's out. Let's see if May Baby connects. Let's get Frida up here as well.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay, sir. You?
Good. What can I do for you?
My name is Eva. I'm from West Africa, Liberia. I'm looking for a relationship.
Okay. All right. Best of luck in Liberia, love. Let's get the show started. Yeah, we got to get through the people who are here for matchmaking because they don't read the header apparently. It's unfortunate, but hello.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Great. Great. What can I do for you?
So, my question is, well, let me give you a little bit of background.
Well, let's start with the question first, and then give me context. Okay.
Okay. So, what to do when the father of your child first says he doesn't want things to work out, but now he wants things to work out, and you're trying to you don't know how to feel or what to do about that.
Okay.
So may I give you
Yeah. You can go ahead.
context? Yeah. So the father of my child we've been together for 3 years, and we have a 1-year-old daughter. And he works. He's a sergeant for the prison in the state we live in. And so he works a lot of hours. He does a lot of like doubles and a lot of overtime. And when like after I gave birth, he got promoted to sergeant. So it's been like we don't really get to see each other as much. And recently, like maybe 3 months ago, he said he didn't know if he wanted to be a family or not. So that really disappointed me, because we were already planning, like we planned on having a child, and we have a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved out of state to be with my family. And we've been, like I said, we've been separated for like 3 or 4 months. And now he's saying that he wants to work on things, but I don't know how to feel about that, because I'm just scared that I won't get to see him as much as I already do, if that makes sense.
Okay. Are y'all married?
No, we're not married. We were planning on getting married this year, but now I don't even know if that's going to be like an option.
Okay. Okay. And y'all already got up for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you got pregnant 2 years in?
Mm-hmm.
And so he just randomly out the blue said that he doesn't want a family? Like, how did that conversation come about?
Well, first of all, we don't have a house. Like we've always stayed in apartments, and so when I got pregnant, during that time, we were already thinking about getting another apartment. But then we were like, when we got pregnant, we're like, oh, we've got to save up money for a house. So we were like, he was like, well, let's just stay with my parents, because my parents live like 3 hours away. So at that time, I was like, yeah, we'll stay with your parents. And then while we do that, you can save up enough money to get a house.
Mm-hmm.
But he always made up excuses about like he never had time to go house shopping with me, and he was always tired. And I get it because of the hours that he works, but he never really had the motivation to do it. And then that's when everything started going downhill because of his emotions. And I get it, like working in a prison and seeing all those inmates, you know, there's a lot that happens and you can't really talk about it. So he became like emotionally distant, and I tried to understand him and figure out what I can do as a partner to help him out emotionally. But it's like he would just push it away, and he would tell me I wouldn't understand things, but I tried to understand things. So yeah.
Okay. So he became emotionally distant when?
He became emotionally distant like right after I gave birth to our daughter. So
Okay.
like January, February of last year.
Okay. How long has he been working at the prison?
He's been working at the prison for like I think it's been almost 5 years now.
Okay. The prison.
He was already in the prison for like 2 years.
Gotcha.
Around the time I met him.
Gotcha. The prison is not why he's emotionally distant. Because if it was, he would have been emotionally distant because he's been there for 5 years.
Right.
So, the sequence of events seems like they closely align with you giving birth. So
Right.
it's something off about like you giving birth that triggered him to saying that he doesn't want a family. How did that conversation unfold? Like he just said that, or did you ask questions to clarify what he meant or why he felt that way? Did he explain himself?
Well, I asked him that question because, before I gave birth, I told him like, what's our plan? Because I would really like I would really like a house for us three, and I would like for us to be together as a family of
No, you're
3.
back
I
and
was
back.
like,
You're going back too far. You say he became emotionally distant around the time you gave birth. So that's the timeline that I want to talk about.
oh
So
yeah. Okay.
so when he told you that
as-
he didn't want a family, and did y'all have a conversation? Did he explain why he felt that way?
Yeah, he basically said it's because we don't have a home and we don't have a stable, like a place for us to live,
Okay.
because of how far his job is from where we were at.
Okay.
Because we lived with his parents, and he doesn't have a good relationship with his parents.
Okay. So y'all did move back in with his parents.
We did move back. We moved back after I found out we moved back after I found out I was pregnant, probably around 5-6 months in, and from then on, everything was good. I saw everything was good, and then once I gave birth, it's like everything went downhill, and he just kept talking about how he wishes he would have, because they gave him paternity leave for like 3 months, and he kept talking about, I wish I was at work right now. I would be doing so much at work. I don't feel like I'm doing anything right now. Like, he didn't know how to relax. He didn't take advantage. I felt like he didn't really take advantage of his time being with me and helping me with the baby.
Okay. Okay. So y'all had that conversation, and then you told him you were going to move back in with your family?
So after he had that conversation with me, like, it was before Thanksgiving of last year, I told him, since you don't really know what you want, like, I already told him what I wanted. I wanted to be with him. I love him. He's the father of my child. We've been through so much together. And I told him, I don't understand why you don't want to, you don't know if you want to be a family or not, when we knew what we were doing when we did it. So I can't be I can't do it. So I told him, I'm moving back with my parents until we can figure it out. And like, we've already been distant from each other 3 or 4 months, and it's like I can't seem to move on, because I know there's like a part of me where I want it to work.
Gotcha. Okay. So he reached out to you recently, and what did he say?
He said that he misses being with me and our daughter, because we don't get to see each other as much. Okay. And recently our daughter turned 1, so he came up to see me and our daughter. And my family was a little bit, like, more of my siblings were a little bit more on the negative side of it.
Sure.
Because they were like, why would you let him come over if if you see that he didn't want to be with you in the first place?
Yes.
But I, as a mom, I can't not let him see his daughter. If
Understand.
He's
Understand. How old are you two?
I'm 27. He's 28.
Okay, gotcha. So what you're running into here is a capacity issue. There's a couple of things going on, right? Fundamentally, it's a capacity issue. So y'all plan to have a family. You got pregnant, plan to get married afterwards, right? Baby got here, it became real, right? It's one thing to make a plan on paper. It's another thing to have a living child right in front of you, right? So he's working a job that's very challenging and not getting paid a lot of money, not enough to support the family, right? He feels overwhelmed, overloaded. So he's like, forget it. Like, I can't do this, right? So he's like, I don't want the family. You leave, and he goes, I miss you, right? Here's the problem, though. The problem that caused y'all to go on a break has not been solved. Right?
Right, that makes sense, yeah.
So going back to him does not solve the problem, because the problem is the capacity that he has to hold this responsibility. And he is even in this situation to begin with because he has very poor judgment. Okay? This was not planned out properly on either end, right? Typically, if you're going to family plan, like, you typically get married first, then you have the child, right? Y'all have the baby first, and then we get married on the back end. And there's fixed costs associated with childbirth, right? This is something that is part of the planning. It's like, well, if you're going to have a baby, then it's like, okay, well, do we have the space to accommodate that? Oh, we need bigger space. Okay, well, then how much do the places with bigger space cost? Okay, this is how much it costs. This is how much I make. I can't afford that, right? All of this could be planned ahead of time, and it wasn't. So the capacity issue is the reason why you're in this situation, but part of the capacity issue was caused by poor judgment, primarily on his end. And there's still poor judgment here, because from the vibe that I get from your description is that you have someone who makes decisions emotionally. So now he's trying to get back together emotionally because he misses you, but he still has not solved the capacity issue. So you will go back and then just go through this again, because the problem hasn't been solved. Does he have a plan?
Right, and that's the part that I'm scared of. Like, because I don't want to end up making that decision and then me going back and starting all over again. With like you, I completely agree with you because pretty much nothing has been resolved since I've left.
Exactly. So he would need to have a plan like, okay, well then how are you going to earn more? Right? That increases capacity. So if it doesn't sound like he has that though. So it sounds like he's just going to be in the prison and be like, he's one of the guys, we'll figure it out. One of those people. We'll figure it out, right? You know you won't.
Right. And the thing is, he keeps saying, I don't know. And I don't like, for me, I don't like that answer that you don't know, because if you would know, we wouldn't be because of you not knowing that we're in the situation we are now.
Yeah. So no, going back right now would be a mistake. There is a condition to where you can go back, and that is if there is a plan that is being clearly executed upon.
Exactly,
okay, here's
yes.
a plan that I have to be able to take care of this situation, right? And I've been taking these steps along that path, so I'm making progress on the plan, neither of which has occurred. So going back now would be a mistake. So if you want a potential of getting back together, share that with him, what I just said. I'm only coming back under these conditions, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because I just had this conversation with him last week. He was talking about he wants to be back, and I said, well, if you're wanting to be back, I want, this done, because I'm already sacrificing myself with not going to work. I'm already having to sacrifice I'm playing mom and dad right now.
Sure.
I don't want to play mom and dad. I want to be mom, and I want my daughter to have her dad.
Right.
And I want my partner back, but I can't do that if you're not willing to make things work.
Right. Agreed. Yeah. But this is how you make things work. This specific area is how you make things work. And if you share that with him and he hits you with the I don't know, then you probably need to move on. Okay.
So now he's talking about, well, let's go house shopping.
No, I mean you have your answer, love. I got to move on to other callers, but no, that's just an attempt to extend the olive branch, do what he thinks you want to do to appease you, to get you back in. Still does not solve the problem. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem, love. You take care. All right, William, what's going on?
Oh, good. So I've been talking to someone lately, and we've been going back and forth. Lately, there's been some, I guess, certain circumstances, and she acted first, and I didn't read up on those cues until it was already kind of too late, I guess. She was talking to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's sort of in the relationship now where we're talking, but I try and play it off like nothing happened. And I'm feeling, but I want to talk to understand how our relationship is currently at right now. And I'm thinking to just stop and ignore her completely, or I actually try and confront her and talk about it and adults and see where it's at, and then depending on her answer, then I'll leave her.
I'm confused a little bit, brother. So this is not someone you're in a relationship with, right?
No.
Okay. Is this someone that you're actively dating?
No.
Okay.
But
so
I feel like it could have been into a relationship, but I feel like I just didn't step up. That was my problem.
Okay, you're being abstract. I need you to ground what you're saying. So specifically, what happened?
Okay, well, I thought it was all going well because I like to take things slow, but then
No, let me be clear. Treat this like a storytelling. I need a beginning, middle, and end. I met her in these conditions, then this happened, and then this is how it ended. Okay, so take a second, gather your thoughts, and then explain it to me like that.
Um, I thought everything was going well, just talking to her, and I didn't.
Hold on. Once upon a time, I met this woman at work, thought she was cute. I talked to her, and she gave me. I'll give you an example. So I need you to explain it that way. You just pretty much repeated what you said the first time. So explain it to me like that. Okay?
Okay, so one day I met this person, and I started talking to her because I thought she was cool,
Okay.
and I thought we were vibing and getting to know each other, and I kind of wanted to I wanted the relationship to be more than what it was,
Mhm.
but I never really stepped up to it.
Okay.
And now I guess I'm too late because she's with someone else who beat me to the punch and stepped up.
Okay.
Now I'm kind of in the red zone of, should I talk about it with her or should I leave her in peace?
Yes. Short answer, you should leave her in peace because she's dealing with somebody, right? So what's the context of how you met her? Was this like a coworker? Was this someone at school? What's the context?
Yeah, it was a coworker.
Coworker? Okay. So you were engaging her. She seemed like she was flirting with you a bit, but you didn't really pull the trigger. So you never asked her out or anything like that.
Right.
Got you. Okay. How long did this happen? Like how long did you talk to her? Was this I talked to her for weeks, I talked to her for months, right? How long?
Months.
Months?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been some months.
Gotcha. Why do you think you didn't pull the trigger?
That's a good question. Actually, I guess I was afraid that those feelings weren't reciprocated on her end.
Gotcha.
Just thought that I could give her some space, let her figure it out.
What do you mean?
Like,
What do you mean? Let her figure it out. What did you expect was going to happen by giving her space? Hmm. William, you still there?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking. Sorry.
Take your time.
Just
You're good.
trying to collect my thoughts.
Okay. Appreciate you. Take your time.
I don't know. I thought she would see. She would see what it was the same way I did.
Gotcha. You expected her to make a move. That's what you were expecting. So you were going to wait and until she made it abundantly clear that she wanted you, right? That's what you were waiting for. That never happened. And then another man entered the picture and then swooped her from up under you, okay? So that's fine, right? How old are you, William?
26.
26. You're still young, man. It's fine. It's good. There'll be other women out there. But take the lesson from this situation. Clarity comes through action, brother, okay? Clarity comes through action. If you see a woman who you are attracted to or you're interested in and you don't know how she feels about you, take action and that will clarify everything you need to know. Okay?
But now, it feels like she's still kind of talking to me sometimes, but I don't know how to feel about it and go on about it. We interact with each other now, so I guess what I'm saying is I don't know how to confront those feelings I'm feeling now. So I'm wondering if to just back off completely or should I talk about it and actually tell her?
Telling her does nothing. It doesn't accomplish anything. All you do is make it weird and you kill the vibe, right? It's very possible this woman is just being nice to you and making conversation with a coworker. Very possible. Okay? Have you been in a relationship before? William?
No.
Okay. So that tells me that your ability to gauge those signals is not defined, right? Because with experience, you gain more clarity as to being able to tell the difference between when somebody is engaging you just because they're nice or if they're engaging you because they're interested. Considering that you've not been in a relationship before, your experience with women is very limited, right? So your signal to noise discernment is not calibrated, all right? So I would not admit any feelings to this woman because you do not want an HR complaint. So just continue to be friendly with her. If she's in a relationship right now with somebody else, then you just have to consider that a loss and then go and engage other women, okay? You are fixated on this woman because you aren't talking to other women. That's the core of your problem. You're only talking to this woman because you work with her. So you're in an environment that forces you to connect. And because there's no other women in your life, no other women you're talking to, you've romanticized this coworker. Does that make sense? Yes or no, William?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay. So you need to just be more social, man. Go out there and make more friends. Increase your social life. Find hobbies that you can engage in. Talk to more people. And then eventually you'll start working this social muscle. Eventually you'll build up the capacity, you'll reinforce and improve the calibration muscle that will allow you to engage women who you find to be attractive in a compelling way, right? But you got to put in the reps. All right. Right now you're being passive with life. You're in a very passive state. We got to activate that masculinity and get you in touch with your will, right? So that you start initiating and imposing your will upon the world, right? We got to get you to that place. You're not there right now because you're only talking to this woman because you just so happen to work with her. You don't want to live life like that, brother. All right. But I got to keep going, answer other calls, but hopefully this was helpful for you. If you want to unpack it further, you can always come back. All right.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, brother. Take care. Okay. Hello. Fit with Teresa. Are you there? Because you're muted. Fit with Teresa. Going once. Going twice. All right. We got next. Glenn. Glenn has dropped. Hello.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm good. Sorry, my phone froze earlier. I don't know what happened.
You good, love?
But my question would be what advice or how can I put it? Like, what tips will you give me as someone who wants to get married and have kids, but is also like having the opposite thoughts of not getting married and having kids just because of the negative side of it as well. So yeah, what would you say can help me really be sure if that's really what I want in the future? And yeah.
Okay. So what's the problem here? You want to be married and have kids, but then you don't want to be married and have kids? Like, what are you scared of?
That's the thing here. I have conflicting thoughts, right? And that was one of my conversation with my boyfriend, because I'm someone that I'm very open-minded to different topics. So we landed on this topic on who benefits from marriage, and obviously not a question that one should ask, but because it can like be weird. But I gave my answer, and based on my answer, he was like, "You say it's men that benefit from it, but why do you still want to get married?" So at the end of the day, he felt like if I'm getting married, I'm gonna be doing him or do my partner like kind of a service, but it's not more of like I want it which I kind of understood his point. But my thing here is, um, I don't see marriage to only benefit women. I just felt like in some aspects at that moment, I just said yes. But marriage or companions or partnership is something in marriage, like you guys work together as a team or whatever. So it's like I have that thought on, okay, yes, it's companionship and all that, but I have the other thought of, okay, what if it fumbles, because that is, I don't know, that is very like a delicate situation. And with that, it was kind of rough between him and I. So we just getting back together to like work things out and just understand each other. But I don't want him, or I don't want this situation, this relationship, I meant to say, to feel like we are just moving and not having it go at the end. Because I'm actually dating him for marriage, but it's like I have that little scare, for that.
So I'll ask you again, what are you afraid of?
Um, I didn't think I was afraid of anything. I just knew I had conflicting thoughts. That's why I'm reaching out to you, because I'm getting more. I want marriage and everything, but it's like, you're a partner and everything just not works out. Like we see it every day, which I'm not wishing myself that, obviously, but it's better to have an open mind, if that makes sense, when you know,
So you're afraid of
getting
getting
towards
married?
that.
You're afraid of getting married and then getting divorced?
No, I'm not.
So what are you afraid of?
I just feel like I might not be able to handle that role of marriage.
Okay.
Um,
So what specific part of the role do you feel like you can't handle?
the childbearing part, I feel like is something that I had thoughts on, but I'm kind of gearing, like I want my baby, but it's like I'm cool without it as well. Just because I'm currently struggling to maintain my shape. And when I say struggling, is because I be in the gym, and the gym is just, you know, it has its own hassle. So it's like if I'm keeping fit and I have a child, it will keep me unfit. Obviously, I can get back fit, but it's gonna take a while, and I don't like those are like sacrifices that I don't think I want to do. So, yeah,
Okay. So you don't want to make the sacrifices that comes with having children.
yeah, at some point, yeah. That's
Okay.
I'm like, how do I know? Like, how can I have a clear mind on what I actually want? That way, if that's not what I want, I can end things with him. Period. That's another reason why I'm asking.
I didn't catch that last part. Which decision would you most regret? Having kids or not having kids?
Hmm. I would say not having kids.
Okay, well then you should have kids.
Okay. Thank you so
No
much.
problem. You take care.
You too.
Okay, Kenya, what's going on?
Okay, so when I tell you, I just don't laugh because I've told a lot of people and they've given me all types of advice. Can you hear me good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I started seeing my manager at work,
Mm-hmm.
And at first, it was like more of a casual thing, and it wasn't like that serious. But the more time we spent together, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments and someone said call HR. The more and more we started seeing each other, I started having feelings for him,
Sure.
and eventually he got me out of a bad situation, and I moved in with him,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of I think messed up everything after I moved in with him because we're working together and we're living together. That's too much. At least personally, I think that's too much time together. And then also the store that we were working at together,
Mm-hmm.
I was end up transferring because I was like, if we're gonna be together, like we can't work at the same store. But I ended up getting fired, and then he ended up becoming a GM at another store, and he brought me into that store that he worked at,
Mm-hmm.
which made even more things complicated because everybody thought we were sleeping together, but people couldn't know we were sleeping together because we both could get fired.
Sure.
But the thing is, right now that I'm confused about is where's this going, because lately he's been acting weird. I quit, by the way. I quit, but we're still together.
Okay.
And some days he's like all lovey-dovey and like he's there, but other days he's not, and he's just on his phone or on live. It's I don't know what to do. And I think it's because we spend so much time together, but at the same time, we don't even spend that much time together because we don't work anymore.
So
But at the same time, I'm nervous because it's like, I don't work with him anymore, so is he doing the same thing with other females that he did with me? Oh my God. My cousin told me this and I didn't want to believe it, but... And then he's always at the gym too, so it's like, maybe he found someone at the gym. I feel like I'm being insecure.
sounds
But
like
at the
it.
same
How
time,
old
it's
are you?
like signs.
How old are you two?
You said how old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 18, but the age gap is like big.
How old is he?
37.
Okay. Not a good situation. How long y'all been dealing with each other?
I think it's gonna be like 6 months now.
Okay. How old were you when y'all started dealing with each other?
18.
Okay. 6 months. Okay. You are being insecure, but you have reason to be insecure. So you said that when y'all spend time together, in the house, he's like, sometimes he's giving you attention, sometimes he's not.
Yeah.
Got you. How long were y'all?
We-
How did y'all start dealing with each other, like at the job?
It was mostly we became friends. Like I didn't see him all the time, and he didn't see me all the time.
Friends is weird. You don't really become friends with 18-year-olds when you're 36. So, what do you mean friends? Like, how did that work out?
I guess it was more of a flirting type of friendship than let's go out to eat type of friendship.
Gotcha. Okay. Not a good situation, love. It's not a good situation. Did he ask you to move in with him?
Yeah.
Are your parents aware of this relationship?
Oh yeah. My
Okay.
mom, yeah. My family pretty much is, and I met his family too.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this. You don't know it yet. You will when you get older, but you're with a loser. You don't know it yet because you're 18, but you are. You're with a loser. Someone who's 36, identifying an 18-year-old that he's the manager of, and then ask her to move in with him. It's loser activity. I can almost understand someone who just wants to sleep with an 18-year-old. Makes sense. Still loser activity, but like this, it's loser activity. He probably is doing the things that you're afraid of, right? Because he's a loser,
Yeah.
right? So you got to get out of there if you can, I know you're probably not going to, but I feel impelled to tell you that. Like, you gotta get out of there. Okay? This isn't going to go well for you. I can assure you. I can assure you it's not going to go well for you. Even his ability to connect psychologically with an 18-year-old tells me that he does not have the mentality of a 36-year-old. So if y'all can even connect psychologically, that means that he is very immature. So do with that what you will. You don't really fix this situation, right? There's nothing you can do to fix this situation. You can't like complain to him or be like, you don't spend enough time together, right? It's not really gonna solve it. Because the core of the problem is with a loser, right? You say your mom has met him. Is your father not around?
So I low-key got pregnant when I was younger. And when my dad found out I was pregnant, he kind of just stopped talking to me.
Okay.
But when I was growing up, my dad was around.
Gotcha. So you have the child with you in this guy's house?
She's mostly at her dad's house, but she has met him, yes.
Okay. So the father has like full custody or mostly custody?
Yeah.
Okay. How old is the father of your child?
He's 20.
He's 20? Okay. Okay. Not a good situation, love. Not a good. This story does not end positively.
I know.
So, if I were you, you don't have to make a decision today, but I would start making a plan as to how you can probably get out of that situation. Because it doesn't end well, right? In other cultures across the globe, this would be more of a normal dynamic because the relationships are based more on transactional dynamics. I don't know if that means anything to you. In other words, the man is looking at the woman as just somebody to have his children and to sleep with. So you will have a 36-year-old who gets with an 18-year-old because he's just looking at her as just a sexual object and someone to have kids with.
No, we just...
In America...
He says he doesn't want any.
In America, the distinction I'm making for you in the chat, in America, so it's not weird in other cultures. In the American culture, it is weird because of how we connect with one another, right? So this is a weird situation. So you definitely need to get out of there, okay?
Okay.
All right, love. Best of luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
Ooh, wee. Well... that's unfortunate. 18. Yikes. She said it started as a friendship. Nope.
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hold on, brother. I got someone right before you. Who we got? Baleen? Hello. All right. Gotta go. Taking too long. All right, Royce. What's up, bro?
Not too much, man. Not too much. So this question might like cross some sort of ethical boundary for you. I'm just gonna ask, and you tell me if it's too much, right?
Go ahead.
So the question would just be like, how can I go about, like, not cheating? I'm not saying cheating, but how would I go about if I were, hypothetically speaking, trying to make my relationship from non-monogamous to monogamous to non-monogamous? How could I do this without causing issues?
How long have you been with your girl?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
So the issue is that, like, obviously monogamy is typically my thing.
Uh-huh.
But I'm beginning to, like, kind of lean more towards non-monogamous.
Okay.
But I don't want to cause any harm to her emotionally.
Okay.
And I don't know if even asking that question is going to cross a boundary that might offend her.
I got you. How patient do you want to be in this situation?
I would say I can be patient.
Okay.
But
it's too big of a too big of a jump. It's too big of a psychological leap. This is how it would work hypothetically. you first start being more open about like just general sexual desires. Like, what is like your fantasy, right? You hear me?
I got you.
You start there.
I got you.
You start there, and maybe yours is threesomes or something like that, or maybe hers is. A lot of women have like out there fantasies they think they're going to be judged on, so they don't share it.
Sure.
So you start off by having that kind of conversation. Then you check the temperature on fulfilling those fantasies, right? Especially if other women are involved. If she's okay with that, then eventually you can probably put yourself in a situation to where it becomes non-monogamous, because then she may just open her mind up to the possibility. If she's not okay with that, like the sexual adventurous aspect of things, non-monogamy is completely off the table.
Oh, absolutely. I guess the last question I'll hop off here will just be, since I asked a question, the problem here is going to be that if I prolong this too long, I'm actually causing suffering for her that is unnecessary. So I almost have to like mention this quicker.
Yeah, I would start with like the sexual fantasy conversation to check the temperature. And based on that conversation, you'll have a lot of clarity on whether or not this is even a possibility. But more than likely, like what you're battling against is like the psychological difference between monogamy and non-monogamous. Because a lot of non-monogamous people start off monogamous, and then they end up becoming non-monogamous. More than likely, it's not going to play out that way, right?
No, absolutely.
What even makes you interested in non-monogamy?
No, honestly, the main reason is that like we entered in a relationship, and over the years we became more of like almost roommates. So it's one of those things where I care for this person, and I'm interested in like keeping them in my life. But I also, I guess the real situation here is maybe we should just break up.
Okay, I'm glad I asked the question. I jumped to give you an answer because I never answered a question like that before. Had to flex my muscle real quick.
That if I tell her I can't keep her in my life as a friend.
Got you. Okay, now we're getting to the root of it. So you say you feel more like roommates. So like y'all not being intimate?
We are, but it's still like we work so much that we barely ever see each other. Barely ever.
Okay.
So I'm a nurse anesthesiologist. She's a nurse.
Okay.
And we basically work long hours. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're using non-monogamy as a solution to not seeing your girlfriend that often.
Correct.
Okay. Big jump there, bro. You didn't have to jump to non-monogamy. I know. You jumped way to non-monogamy to solve a relatively simple problem. Okay. Yeah, don't do non-monogamy if you are genuinely monogamous. Let's start there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I don't even want to. I just see people doing it. They say it works sometimes. I don't fucking
know. No. People typically who are non-monogamous. How do I want to explain this?
They have a certain mindset, obviously. It's like
it's a couple of strategies that are being employed. The first one is avoidant. They're avoidantly attached, a lot of them.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of them are avoidantly attached. They fear intimacy, so they solve that problem by just spreading their attention amongst multiple partners. Another thing is, you'll notice that a lot of people who are non-monogamous have a look to them.
Yeah, it's in the eyes, man.
So, they're generally not attractive. To be honest with you, they're generally not attractive people, and that is used as a way to obtain more sex and intimacy. It's a strategy. It's like you don't see a lot of beautiful women be like, I'm non-monogamous. You see a lot of unattractive women being like, I'm non-monogamous. They're over-indexing on sexuality because that's the only way they can obtain partnership. So don't jump to that. I assume. Normally, I don't assume in these questions.
My attachment is like, well, the problem is I don't think I'm an anxious attached, but I don't think I'm an avoidant either. Is there like a middle ground for that or no?
I mean, we can unpack that differently. I think I don't know what you are, but you jump to non-monogamy very quickly though. That's something that you would know if you were, right?
I got it.
Yeah, you just have like a logistical issue in terms of not seeing your girl enough. So is there nothing like how often do you see her? Like how many hours a week would you say?
I see her once a week. We live in the same apartment. I see her once a week for a full day. The rest of the time, I'm not seeing her at all. Our actual schedules conflict.
Oh wow!
So when she's getting off, I'm going in.
And how long has that been? How long has that been the case?
2.5 years.
Okay, and There's no kind of schedule changes y'all can make.
Well, no, because right now we're both traveling. So we're traveling, and what we do is she's a traveling nurse, and I'm not. So when she's gone, I'm here pretty much by myself, and it's pretty much how it works.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. So this isn't really a solvable problem. Either somebody decides to change how their career is going, whether they change the schedule or she changed being a traveling nurse. If that does not change, this fundamentally doesn't work.
I understand. Okay.
It doesn't work. So you would just have to end it and then just get with somebody who you can see more often.
Okay.
You might not be able to keep her as a friend. That's a real possibility, right? But you can't like have your cake and eat it too in this situation. You obviously love her, but like you're dealing with a real constraint, which is you can't see her.
Absolutely, man. Hey, listen, man, I appreciate your time. I'm getting ready to I'm on lunch break. I'm going back to work here, but
all right, brother.
I appreciate the conversation, man. Thank
Best
you.
of luck to you.
Thank you, man. Take care.
But he jumped all the way to non-monogamy. That's funny. You typically only see like attractive non-monogamous people in like bigger cities, like really bigger cities. Most of them are quite difficult to look at. Do we have other callers? New Village. Okay, we got some people in the queue. New Village, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need a little bit of help, man.
What's up, bro?
I'm working at a postal service. I'm a postal worker, but I work at a plant. It's crazy in it, man. It's not like a window post office, you know. It's like a warehouse.
Yeah.
So there's a woman. I mean, there's a lot of people flirting in there and stuff. I mean, there's a woman. She's got the father of two of her children that work in there, you know. And now she's starting to flirt with me. I mean, they broke up. He still worked there, you know. Like, we work first shift, and he works in the morning. I mean, we work overnight, you know, and then he comes in the morning. So we always see him. But, yeah, she's hitting on me, flirting and stuff. So I'm trying to ask you, like, should I crack, you know, or should I just
It's not worth
fall
it.
back?
It's not worth it, bro. Always, when you're about to make a decision, always, right, let's take investors, right? Good investors always protect the downside. So they'll invest money, but they make sure if this is a bad investment and it goes south, I don't lose everything, right?
Yeah.
So every decision in life is an investment. So in this situation, what is the downside? What's the worst that can happen in this situation? I want you to answer that.
Well, nothing. I just crack and that's it. I mean, 'cause that's all I want to do is crack. Oh, that's what
You're not thinking, brother. What's the worst that can happen in this situation? Think about it.
Oh, me and him getting into altercation. That's it. And me beating him up. That's it.
Or you get shot.
Oh no. Oh, nah. Come on, man. Nah. I don't see that happen. I mean, it could happen. Nah. I don't see that happen.
Anything's possible, bro. I wouldn't.
Nah, I cussed him up before, man. I'm like big bro to him. You feel me?
It's different when people's ladies get involved, bro.
Yeah, I know, but
That's a different situation. And even if it is just like fighting, right? You're willing to get locked up? Because with fighting comes being locked up. With fighting comes being fired. So
I mean,
is
if it's
cracking
good enough-
is
if it's
cracking
good
worth
enough-
all of that?
If it's good enough, man. I mean, she had a baby father before him, so he did the same thing. So why not do it to him? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know, man. I'm thinking with my other hat, and then my
You
main
are.
head is like, should I do it? Should I not do it? But my bottom head is like, damn, just do it. I want to see what it's about. You feel me?
You got any other women that you talk to?
In that building, yeah.
Okay. Have you cracked any of them?
Yeah, I did. That's the thing. But
Okay.
but you know how women are, man. They be talking and stuff. That's why she started talking to me, because she probably
That makes sense.
She probably wanted me to slay it a while ago, but she was still with her baby daddy. You feel me?
Sure.
But now they separated. Now she want me to slay because
I mean, hey, listen, you do what you want to do, brother, but you're playing a risky game.
Yeah, I know.
Very
man,
risky.
but you know how us men get, man. We want to just conquer.
Not all of us.
Yeah, I know, but I
Mm-mm.
like to test the water sometime. I mean,
You got it. I mean, that's why our life expectancy is a lot lower than women's because it's how we think. It's like, oh, damn the risk. Let me just go.
she's my type, but she got kids and stuff. And I don't really mess with. I don't like, I like this. Like if I do crack, I'm not gonna go to her crib where her kids is at. You feel me? We can go somewhere else. You feel me? So getting caught like that ain't it,
All right.
But
Well, do what you gotta do, bro. Let me know how it goes.
yeah, I'm gonna slay it, and then when I come back up here, I'm gonna let you know how it go.
All right, Chief. You take care,
Have
bro.
a nice day.
All right. Who we got next? Gospel of Truth. Gospel of Truth. Are you there? Going once. Going twice. All right. Hello. The hell going on? Hello? All right. Who we got here? Chef?
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. What can I do for you?
What?
I said, what can I do for you?
Hi.
Chef? Why did you request up, love? Do you have a question? I don't understand. This live is like an IQ test, I'm finding. It's definitely an IQ test. I'm learning a lot about the population by doing these lives. Okay, what we got next? Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
Okay, I just have a quick question. So back in July, I found out that my boyfriend had like a porn addiction. And I found out because he had OnlyFans on his like search engine or whatever.
Okay.
So I addressed it, and then that's when he confronted that like, okay, I have an addiction, and I'm gonna try to like get over it.
Okay.
So once like a few months passed, recently, like I think last month, I found out that he deleted his old account, which I think that was when, like I confronted him, and then he made a new one. So I don't know if OnlyFans is cheating in a way.
Let's try to not use that terminology. So let's say corn and OF, because TikTok is weird about those terms. Okay.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, keep going.
I just don't know if it's cheating or not.
Okay.
That's my main issue.
And how long have y'all been together?
Going on a year.
Going on a year. Okay. It's under the umbrella, right? Is it the same thing as going out and actually sleeping with the woman or something like that? No. It is the middle path between cheating and just general corn use, right?
Yeah.
So I get that. It's a completely understand it's a very real problem though, right? That's not something you should tolerate. You can make the argument that like watching corn is a problem, but okay, right? OF is different. It's a different thing because the value proposition of OF is you have some sort of relationship with the woman. So you can see women who you may know in real life who just happen to have an OF, and you can respond or talk to the OF model. And it's the weirdest thing because normally they just hire like gay men overseas to pretend to be them and talk to you. It's very weird how it works. But It is a problem though. So he's hiding something. So we have to look at like the character traits, right? So he's lying and hiding, which are not, which means
The
like
second account that I found, I ended up going in and deleting it myself.
okay.
But I feel like I should have like needed to do that, and he should have like came to me and said like, hey, you know, like I'm getting back into those like, you know, cycles again. And then I did realize like for the past few times he wasn't getting up, and then that's go and search.
When you approached him the first time, did he tell you what his plan was in terms of like getting over it?
No, there was no plan. It was just
Yeah.
I'm just gonna delete the account and just
No.
focus on you. But it wasn't like no solid plan.
Nah, if it's addiction, like you have to have like an actual plan. It's not just a will situation. It's not like I'm going to try harder to stop. No, you gotta like
Yeah.
have a plan of execution. Are you and him being intimate at all?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
It's not the same since I found out, because like I'm starting to like withdraw a little bit and starting to resent a little bit, and I'm like trying to like get back into like loving him how I used to and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the tricky thing here though is like even pulling back, which is very natural. You're not wrong for doing that, and that amplifies the problem. Because then like less intimacy is like, well, now I got it. Now I gotta go to OF, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes a problematic cycle. You can bring it up again and see what his plan is to stop. But more than likely, this is probably a cooked situation, right? Like, if you bring it up again and he doesn't have like an actual plan or look into an actual plan of like either getting help or there's coaches who help you get off corn.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know of some coaches that could probably like help him. But
Yeah.
I just don't know if he'll actually like do it.
Yeah. So I mean, you can have the conversation. We can state that boundary again, and let him know these things, because it's possible he may not know that he can't just willpower his way out of this, right? Like hypothetically, you can make the argument that he's had this problem. You're the first person who's addressed it. He's never really tried to quit before, so you finding out about it made him be like, okay, I'll quit, and then he just tries to will it, and then that doesn't work. So now he's back doing it again. So this time you could probably approach him and be like, hey, if this is an addiction, you actually have to like treat it like an addiction, right? And that you can't just overcome an addiction with just willpower. Okay, if he's receptive to that, then let's see if he actually executes, right? If he doesn't, that's your sign. This is going to be a perpetual problem, and if you're not okay with that, you have to leave.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
FaceTime, what's going on?
Hello, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Good. All right, I have a question. My situation is kind of complicated, but I'll try to give you a synopsis quickly.
Okay.
I'm 45. My husband is 41. 12 years together, 4 years married. We've had like this consistent problem in our relationship where he's a very social person. He also is very into sports, and the way he enjoys himself is to go to a bar, watch a game, have a drink, and he really has no time limit on when he comes home. This has been an argument throughout our entire relationship. When we met, obviously we were younger, and I really didn't have a problem because it was like, I don't like being a controlling person in any relationship. Like, I want everybody to have free will. So I'm kind of like give the rope and let you hang yourself type of person. And I've been doing that, but as we've gotten older, I felt like we would kind of settle. And there's times where he just goes like, I'm not going to say like, crazy, but it's like twice a week, staying out till like 4:30 in the morning or even till like 1 in the morning. And I popped up on him. I've never caught this man in 12 years doing anything wrong, but he's always moving mad funny. But I've never, ever, we even share a phone bill. I've never had a woman come to me, but like he'll stay out till 4:30 in the morning and he'll come home like, inebriated, and then I deal with that for a couple of days, and it's like I'm upset. He's even like, he's very logistical in his caring. Like he'll clean the whole house, he'll do laundry, he'll cook, cook for me, he'll make sure I'm good. he'll buy me Uber Eats, like he'll do the things, but like he'll be like, all right, babe, I'm gonna go chill with the guys, like, and so I don't know if that's his person. Like, am I getting upset just because that's the way he likes to enjoy his life? But I'm seeing it as like disrespect. And like recently I just had surgery and like he did all the things. And like the next day he went out and stood out till like 4:30 in the morning. Like the day after like a big surgery I had. And that like was like kind of like the line for me at 45. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like I shouldn't be dealing with this at this age.
Where do y'all live?
For a living?
No, where do you live? Like,
Oh, Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn. Okay. All right, that changes things a little bit.
We're in the city. That's what made me fall in love with him. That's a weird thing. We have a lot of fun together. I don't know if the 4 years that I have on him are kind of like, like I'm already kind of settled and he still has a little bit of stuff to put out. But we're married now, 4 years. I waited 8 years to marry this man because I was like, I don't know. Like, should I? Like there's a lot of good, but there's also like this, we're at a constant battle. And whenever I call him out on it, he shuts me down by saying like, you're not my mom. I don't have a curfew. I'm not doing anything wrong. Like in his head, he's not doing anything wrong. And in my head, I'm like, can you kind of just compromise and taper it back? Because it's like you leaving me after surgery, like that's messed up. Like that, you even if you hadn't done all the things, his presence is what was needed. Like what if I needed something in the middle of the night, or whatever it was, and you're out in a bar with your dad for a birthday that he didn't even remember. I reminded him it was his dad's birthday, and suddenly they're best friends and want to go party all night.
Okay, so he's always been this way as long as you've known him.
Yeah, but a lot of the times, like 85% of the time, I was right there. And I would give him his like 15%. We would take our 15% to be social with other people, like our friends, and we would have our own nights. And that was kind of the gist of our relationship for a long time. But his was more excessive on my side. Like I'm very balanced with it. He's very like, it doesn't matter if it's 4 nights in a month, or 3 nights even in a week. If the opportunity presents itself, he wants to be there. Whereas I'll be like, nah, I went out like a week ago. I'm good. Like,
Got you. Okay. So this used to be something that y'all shared. This used to be something y'all did together.
Yes, and we still do, just not as often. But we like to have a good time together. We like to go out and party and drink and get home late, and we don't have any kids.
Gotcha. Okay, so when did that change? When did it become less of a?
I think it changed when we got married because we kind of decided we were gonna have a kid, and then we didn't. It hasn't happened, and then now we recently found out that's part of the surgery that I have issues on my side and he has issues on his side, and now kind of like we're old. So I feel like we missed the boat on that, and I already have a grown son, and he doesn't have any, and so this is a problem that keeps coming up. Like some days he's fine with not having a kid, and some days he's not fine with with the reality that we may never. And now that I had the surgery, I'm thinking we still may have a minor chance, but I'm still 45. Like I can't change that, that's out of my hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long ago did this become an issue on your end?
I feel like it's always been an issue because I've always noticed on his side it was more, but I did I dealt with it fine sometimes, and other times I would lose my shit, And
what about this bothers you?
I just feel that now that we're married, it's almost like to me, if you come home at 4:30, it's because they kicked you out at 4.
Okay.
And the 30 minutes was for you to take your ass where you belong. And so you had to have people kick you out so you could go home. Like you got nothing to go home to. You have a wife, you have a house. We have a beautiful life. He has a great career. I have a great career. We drive a nice car. We own a $1 million house in New York. Mm-hmm. We have tenants. We make, we're good. And you're blowing up our life just to be outside in these streets. It's almost like you can't, it's like the opposite version of turning a hoe into a house. Kind of. Because it's like, take your ass home, even if you come home at 2, bro. Like, why you gotta be the last person? Like, I don't get that.
What about it bothers you, though? Like, what about it specifically bothers you? What story are you telling yourself about this situation?
Because I guess that's part of it, too. Because he'll say, I'm gonna just step out for a minute, and a minute turns into, 5 hours.
Okay, so he's not being clear on how long he's going to be out.
Right. I want transparency.
Okay.
Like, not honesty. Like, every move I make, if I'm not gonna do what was expected, I'm already texting and being like, babe,
Gotcha.
happy hour with coworkers.
Gotcha.
You know.
So this is
and then I get home at a decent time because I'm a married woman.
So this is a mostly a clarity issue. So if he was to tell you, I'm gonna be out till 4:30, would that change anything to you, or would you still have a problem with it?
Yes, I think it kind of would, because to me it's just the disregard of not acknowledging that somebody is home expecting you to be there.
Okay. So have you, when you talked to him about it, because when you brought up what you've said to him about it before, it was more so complaining about him going out, period, right? Have you told him specifically, hey, I don't mind you going out, it's just, can you let me know when you're going to come out?
I'm very articulate with my words.
So
I say
you told
exactly
him
how I feel.
So you told him specifically that you would like him to just tell you how long he's going to be out? Okay, what's his response to that?
He says, babe, sometimes like I'm chilling, I'm in the moment, I'm with the guys, we're drinking, I'm chilling, I'm eating. It's like, you know, I just get caught up in the moment. I'm not trying to do anything to hurt you.
Okay.
That's his response. I think I stumped you on this one.
No, not necessarily.
No.
It's
He's a very interesting, like, he's rebellious.
What does he do for
he sees
what does he do for
it as
work?
like control, where I see it as like respect.
Yeah, what does he do for work?
He's a 5th grade math teacher.
Okay. But he just was very smart with investments. That's how y'all got the living that y'all have now?
No, he's very money oriented, and I'm very high functioning, decision oriented.
Gotcha. So y'all just work well together.
We're great partners. We know how to survive in this world. Like,
okay.
we figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Somebody wrote, wow, this is messy. Girl, you don't even know the half. There's more.
And he's going out primarily with his boys?
That's what as far as I'm concerned, not the married ones, because they're all settled. That's the other thing. It's like when we were all younger and chilling, it was all a big group of us, and the guys and their women, and then we've all one by one gotten married and bought houses and settled. And he's the one still hanging out outside with the strays, like the ones that are still like slightly younger and just always outside. And that's who he's like meeting up with, supposedly. I don't know.
I get it. You're dealing with arrested development.
Yes.
Right. Psychologically, he's still that young man. He hasn't transcended or transitioned to the psychological stage that you now occupy. How old is he again?
41.
41. And he's going out on the weekends.
No, it could be also a weekday. He'll come on the weekdays. He doesn't push it that far. He'll come home like he could get by on like 6 hours of sleep. So he'll get in at 1, and he's ready to go at 6:30 to go to work. He has no problem with that. Almost like, again, like in my 20s, I used to be able to do stuff like that.
And he's getting drunk.
Huh?
And he's getting drunk when he goes out.
Oh yeah, he's lit. He's lit.
Okay.
Yeah. Mind you, people keep talking about kids in the chat. There's problems on both sides, and I'm the only one being proactive about it. Just keep that in mind. So, yes, I know he wants children, and he would have had children a long time ago if he would have shown that he doesn't always choose himself 100% of the time. Children are about sacrifices, and once you have children, it's no longer about you. So as a woman who had a kid very young, I have trauma from that. I had a kid at 15. My son is almost 30. And, I'm not going to go and have a kid with another man that's just going to choose himself when there's children involved. I've been there, done that. And I ended up raising a kid by myself, so...
But he's not selfish in any other context. In every other context, y'all work.
Yeah, he's very giving. He's the type, like, he'll see someone in the street that's like, homeless or whatever, and he'll stop. He'll go in his pockets and take out anything he got, and he gives it to them. He's such a good man in every other way. This has been what has kept us from having children. This whole issue, because I just see irresponsibility.
I thought you said that y'all couldn't. He's
I'm
totaled.
sorry?
Keep going. No, keep going. You're saying something interesting. You say he totaled
He's
cars.
totaled cars, plural. and yeah, he has a problem, and it's like somebody told me the other day, like he might be a functioning addict or something, and I'm
Yeah.
like, in every other way he's fine. So yeah, I guess so. I've never, I've been around functioning addicts my whole life, so maybe that's why it's like normal to me.
Yeah.
I got raised by one, actually.
Totaling cars is a problem now.
Right, and that's trauma also that I think when
Yeah.
he's out. Like, I just think of him totaling another car. It was years ago. I'll give him that. But it's still the same behavior. You're just getting lucky, I think, at this point. Like, you know how to not total them now.
Yeah.
Like, you figured out that part. I don't know.
Yeah. This is
I
almost
don't know
like
what to do. We're at a crossroads. Like, we were talking about separation and divorce, and then it's almost like the love is still there. So it's
Yeah.
like, let's just fix this problem, because this is ridiculous. This is stupid. Like, to blow everything up over this.
so y'all actually talked about divorce and separation over this
Yeah,
specific issue.
That's been the conversation for like a
Yeah.
whole week.
If he's defending, not even compromising on like I'm gonna let you know when I'm out late. If he's even defending that and risking divorce and separation, then we're now like this almost is like addict territory.
Yeah, I'm saying like, if you told me tomorrow, babe, you're doing something that's like it's a no for me, I would stop that behavior immediately, because the risk is too big. Like, I don't want to lose him and my home and my car. Like, we own everything together. You know, the legalities involved and the headaches, like, apart from the heartbreak, right?
Yeah.
So
This-
I don't want to
here's
do
the thing.
all that.
This-
It sounds exhausting.
Here's the thing. This falls apart eventually, either due to the addictive behavior, like just being a functional alcoholic, and he just makes like a very bad decision of some sort, or his body shuts down on him. So you start having health issues. That's
This man is in the gym 7 days a week.
That
He
don't-
looks like a
that doesn't-
god. I know, but that's
doesn't
what
mean
he
anything.
thinks.
Yeah.
Physically, he looks beautiful. He's a gorgeous man. He takes very good care of himself externally, and he goes to the gym. But internally, yeah, he's a mess, and it has to be. Because why act out like this? I don't know.
Yes. So like external aesthetics doesn't give you any insight to what's going on the organs. Like fatty liver disease, that doesn't manifest externally at all. So it's like either this breaks down structurally eventually due to poor decision making, or his health takes a significant hit, considering that he's in his 40s and he's lived this way ever since he was able to drink. So you have a real problem on your hands, right?
Yes,
And I
I
get how
do.
difficult it is because everything else is good, right? But yeah, it's something that's going to have to be addressed. And if he's unwilling to address it, and it's becoming now something that's stopping y'all from hitting the milestones that y'all want to hit, then it's like you may have to venture down that road of separation or divorce.
See, but the thing is, all right, so I told him that the other day. I said, freedom is what you want, freedom is what you get. There's the door. Because I'm not playing this game anymore. And that just rhymed. So bars, right?
Bars.
But I told him, and I never said that before, because to me, we own this home together. There's no reason for anyone to be kicking the other out. That's not what I'm trying to do. But to me, it's like you're choosing to rock this boat over here. I'm chilling. I'm going to work. I'm coming home. We're paying bills. I'm living my life. You're living yours. Have your social life with your friends, but not to the point of disrespect. If that's too hard for you, then go. And then he just like, oh, that becomes too much. What, go? Now what, and he doesn't even want to have that conversation. Like, he's like, I don't even know where I would go. That's not for me to figure out for you. You're the one that wants nobody to bitch to you when you get home late. You're the one that wants to be out till 4:30. I don't like that. So we're at a conundrum. Like, I'm not going to suffer because of your actions, and you shouldn't have somebody bitching to you when you come home if you had a nice night out with your friends. Like, that's not no way to live if that bothers you. So let's just say goodbye. Like, fine. It's going to hurt. I'm going to cry, but I'm going to be fine. But it's just, of course, then we also share. It's just, whatever.
Yeah. But I wish you best of luck, love. I do have to move on, but
Thank you. Yeah.
keep me
this is a
posted
good
on how it goes.
conversation.
Keep me posted,
Yeah.
all right? You take care.
Bye.
It is a rough situation, though. I feel for her, because it's like if everything else is good, rough. Gospel, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fine.
What can I do for you, love?
I just want to ask this question.
Okay, what question?
I've been married. I've been married for like about 7 years now. I have two children, and
Your mic, your audio's coming in very low. Can you do something on your end so we can hear you more clearly?
okay, please hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I've been married to an air personnel, Air Force military man. We have been living for like
Hello? Hello?
hello, are you there?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So these military men always they are always on another. So I'm always with the children at home. But at first, when we get married, we start living together. I start discovering so many things which my husband is doing. He's into alcoholism. He's into partying. He don't really like staying at home. I'm always at home with the children. He normally comes home late in the night while I'm here with the children, taking care of them. When I confront him, I talked to him, I said, why doing all the you top this life? You are no more a single person. You are now married, you have a wife. Why can't we live as a family? You have to cut down your friends. You have to. I try to advise him so that he can kind of reduce what he is doing. So as we keep on staying together, they now post him to another state. After they posted him to another state, I moved to another state also. Okay, a time come that I needed to go and visit to see him. And when I get there, what I see is actually bad because he was so deep into that act which he was doing before that I talked to him for. To an extent, in my front, his friends and girlfriend, they would dress up, go out, well, leaving me with the children. In the night, he will come and talk to me to my face. I'm going out and I'm going out. You can't stop out. I'll ask him, don't go out. Let's stay with these children.
Love. Hold on. What's your question, love?
My question is, if a guy is behaving like this and you keep talking to him and he refuses to change, what do you do in this kind of relationship?
You leave.
Should you continue to stay or you should move on with your life?
You leave. Okay?
Okay.
All right, love. Best of luck. I told y'all, don't come out here venting. I'm not your therapist, I'm not your homegirl. We're here to solve problems, all right? Lupe, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm okay. I just had like a question. I just want to know like other people's perspective. I'm 29. In a rocky, most toxic relationship with my boyfriend. 35, and we had a kind of like an argument, and it's been going a while to a point like I don't think it's salvageable, and I'm just like realizing when I was waiting, like I don't think it's like I feel like it's just moving, like we need to both move on. And it was a topic, and it's a debate with if a male can have female friends while you're in a relationship, and when a female has old like male friends but you're in a relationship. So just a little bit, I'm not going to rant a little bit more, but it's last year my boyfriend has like a huge gambling issue, and it's kind of like make like a huge toll on me, brought me down, financially down, to a point like one of my old, like, it's kind of like an old person that I've talked to a long time ago that I met on social media and dating app, but then at that I never talked to him anymore. We have no communication. He randomly reached out, and I was like, oh, I didn't know like what's going on. He was like telling me, oh, I'm just checking up on how's things going on. I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'm in a relationship and I'm working after school. Like, I met him during school too. But then I told him, you know, I had a question about the situation with my boyfriend. I don't know how I can help him with his addiction. But then it was to a point, like, he got mad, my boyfriend saw, and broke my phone. So to a point when later down the road I saw that he was talking to other females and sent me a corn video of him with another girl, that I was like, you know what, no, I was kind of point like, I'm trying to salvage some, like, try to like hold on to this relationship, and I'm to a point like, okay, I want to know your perspective about like having like both either gender, having like those friends. Like, I realized down the road, okay, yeah, there's no point of having those like friends, so-called, if you can't communicate, which I told him I tried to communicate the issue of your gambling. My regret is honestly I helped you in a way, like enabled that, and I should have instead walked away instead of like holding that into the relationship. But I just want to know, I've seen so many people already comments, which I'm trying to move on right now. I'm like slowly trying to walk away, but it's kind of like when he's like, okay, you can, oh, whatever, we're done with the relationship. Okay, fine, that's perfect, you know, like, we're walking away. Okay, now here comes the threats saying like, okay, I'm gonna go at your job, I got a bullet for you, and stuff like that. And it's like, that's where I'm kind of like, okay, kind of like that timid, like scared, because that's like, obviously I don't want that, and it's more like I kind of want to walk away with that. But that's the only thing I want to like share.
And what's your question?
Oh, like, sorry, I'm like rambling so much. It's more kind of like, I want to hear like your perspective of like either gender having like those so-called like friends.
I'm curious why that is your question, considering everything else is going on in the story.
Well, the reasoning why is because I like had like a lot of like doubt in my head, like, oh, it's all my fault. It's kind of like all my fault, and I'm like, he's kind of like putting these words to a point like it kind of like affected like my mentality. So it's like, oh, now I'm blaming myself, everything for myself, and then I'm like, I'm to a point like I realize that it's because I have like low self-esteem. So that's the reason why. And when I was waiting, I was like, no, that's kind of like to a point like I just have to walk away, and if he's gonna come over and like threaten me, I just have to like get a restraining order to that point.
Yes, this is definitely a situation to take legal action. Somebody said they got a bullet with your name on it. The problem is you were never supposed to be with this person in the first place, right? Like somebody who's that violent. The type of person who would say that, there was a lot of other issues in your relationship, a lot of other red flags, a lot of other problems that you probably should have left. So fundamentally, you likely have a self-esteem and self-love issue. So you have to work on that for yourself, right?
Yes, that's what I've been working on right now.
Gotcha. Because even your tone is very calm in this situation. So that means you probably are somewhat used to chaos. But here's the thing, right? Can men and women be friends? Sure, it's possible. It's more rare than people think it is. It's not a normal occurrence. Second thing is, one mistake that you made in this situation is, even if you do have male friends, you certainly don't talk about your relationship to your male friends. You don't talk about your man in a negative context to your male friends. That's a big no-no. And vice versa too. If a man has women friends, it's like you don't talk about your lady to your women friends. That's a big no-no, right?
Yeah.
It is typically an unwise thing to do. It's not rather whether it is moral, right? It's not like, is it morally right, morally wrong? No, it's not. There's nothing immoral about having opposite sex friendships, but it is unwise. You create friction within your current relationship. unnecessarily. Relationships already inherently have enough friction than for you to compound it with opposite sex friendships. You're just causing more problems that don't need to be there, because how much value are you really getting from this opposite sex friendship? Very little. Normally it's some degree of triangulation going on. You're fulfilling some sort of need with your opposite sex friendship, right? So either you can't really fully be yourself with the person that you're with, so you can fully be yourself with the opposite sex friend, so you're using them for that reason, or you're using them for validation, or you're using them as like a background person, right? Or you're using them as an emotional support animal, right? It's normally not friendship. There's something else going on.
No, it was more because I only had all female friends. I don't have any male friends because I was way in the beginning of our relationship. He mentioned that, so I took consideration what he said. The only thing was, I think that time I was like to a point like I kind of like was like stressed out because I tried everything I could with this relationship, like communicating straight up and offering like, okay, let's go therapy, you know, like kind of like let's consider that option, you know, to go through if we need like a mediator or something. To a point like, okay, then he came in, and then that's like, okay, you know what, now when you're explaining that, obviously it's kind of like that makes sense. And I was like, okay, you know, I even told him I apologize as my behalf, like I know I like honestly I should have been straightforward with you, and I really am apologizing to you as a person, and that's it. But then it kind of got him more raged when I even apologized to him. So I'm to a point like, okay, I'm walking away, and like I'm trying to be like calm, and because then if I like swear to him and anything, he gets mad. So I'm just trying to walk away. But thank you for your advice. I really appreciate it.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you. Be safe, all right?
Thank you. Take care.
Bria, what's going on?
Hey y'all. So why you got these men in my inbox?
What are you talking about?
These men all in my inbox messing with me.
From this live?
Yes.
Like real ones or like scammers?
I don't know if they real, fake, blue, black, purple, but I am not looking, y'all. One man, he ain't got no profile picture, and I'm like, sir, I can't even see you. I'm like, what if I don't like you? What if I'm not interested?
Right.
You anybody catfish me? I came on here to say, y'all get out my inbox. I am not looking right now.
You know you're just going to get more DMs now, right?
I'm not gonna message y'all back. I'm just not looking. I'm healing.
There you go. Keep healing.
I ain't talked to nobody, and since the last time I said I was cutting everybody off. I ain't talked to nobody, so I'm doing good.
Keep healing.
All right, thank you.
All right, Bria. Y'all ever heard of like the Barbara Streisand effect? Barbara Streisand was like having people take pictures of her house, and she was like the what are they called? Paparazzi taking pictures of her house, and she would release a statement basically saying, "Stop taking pictures of my house." Guess what happened? The amount of pictures that were taken of her house increased 10 times. So they call that the Barbara Streisand effect. You can't tell people not to do something because you're just going to make them do it even more. So Bria, be on the lookout for way more DMs now. All right, Elizabeth, what's going on? Elizabeth, are you there? Going once. We're not even going to go twice on this one because I think you already came in here playing earlier. All right. What else do we got? I don't know, man. People in the queue, they don't seem real. They just like the names. Okay, this one seems relatively normal. Let's try this one. If she's still there. No. Whoops. Let's try this one. Oh, you can't see these? These are probably people who dropped, to be honest with you. So I'll probably see like a delay. Yeah, few of these people had dropped already for sure. For sure. I'm not even going to accept that one, to be honest with you. All right, chat, what's going on? We'll probably cut calls short today. I got things to do anyway. What's going on with y'all? We got a few people watching on YouTube too. Cool. Cool. Sorry, that was nasty. You're good, love. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just popped in. Welcome. What's your plan for this weekend? Dealing with this snow, man. In NC, we supposed to get blasted with snow. So, preparing for that, unfortunately. Unfortunately. What's your schedule? What do you mean, what's my schedule? What do you mean, what's my schedule? I hate the cold. Me too, man. I hate all kind of extreme weather. I saw a video on TikTok the other day. Somebody said we're living in apocalyptic times because it's like we're just going to keep experiencing extreme heat and extreme snow. I can't do it. Oh, what's my schedule like for live? She's trying to see something. Schedule for live is 12 p.m. Eastern time and 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'm on live. The snow in DC is not budging. I was going to hit DC this month, so I realized that's probably unwise considering how cold it is. Are you from Love After Lockup? No, I am not from Love After Lockup. I had a homeboy who actually, it was funny, years ago, he was locked up for like 13 years. And he ended up, there was like, this shit we both went to school with. And I remember they had like dated in high school the year, or like 6 months before he got locked up. So he was locked up for 13 years. So then 13 years later, I saw her posting on Facebook like pictures of him in prison. And I was like, huh, why is she posting pictures of him in prison? Interesting. And then she started talking about how they were in a relationship. And I was like, oh no, you're trying to be in a relationship with this man? That's probably not a good thing, right? So she begins like posting about him all the time, posting pictures, talking about my man, making these long posts. Like she goes and picks him up from prison. She makes an announcement on Facebook about how she's going to go pick him up from prison. And I'm like, this is not going to end well, right? People have very low discernment. I'm like, beloved, this man has been in a time capsule for 13 years. You are the last woman he dated. Of course he's going to romanticize you. You're the last feminine presence in his life before he got locked up. And big gap in aesthetics too, right? So guy, male model aesthetics. 6'4", light skin, tatted, just fuckboy aesthetics, right? Used to crush it in high school. Still looks like that now. She, not so much. When we graduated, I mean, I'm sure McDonald's was being eaten every day. That's what the bill was given, right? It was suggesting a lot of heavy investment in fast food, right? I'm like, there's a big value discrepancy here. This is not going to last. This is not going to last. This is going to end very bad for you, love. This is going to end very bad for you. So then, of course, she goes and picks him up, nurse him back to health. And about, how long did it take? Probably 6 months later, he had posted like this somber selfie. Also a rapper, by the way. posted this somber selfie on Facebook saying like, I'm not ready to be a father. I said, oh no. So of course they broke up, right? I'm not taking any more calls, people. Miles, don't take any more calls. So he broke up with her while she was pregnant. Immediately gets with another woman, gets her pregnant, and then celebrated the pregnancy. Ooh, I know that stung. Imagine her experience. He gets you pregnant. You're like, I don't want to be a father. And he gets the next woman immediately pregnant. And he's like, I've always wanted to be a daddy. I can't wait to see my bundle of joy. Ay, ay, ay. Unfortunate circumstances. Unfortunate circumstances. That's why you gotta have discernment out here, man. That's why you gotta have discernment. Saw that shit coming a mile away. He said once he gets out here and he gets all this attention from these other women, it's over for you. What's up, T baby? I'm great, love. How are you? That's some shit that would make a woman go insane, but it's of her own making though, right? She only was able to beg because of the context, and you know, he was isolated from other women. Right? She got something she wasn't supposed to get. She wasn't a match. Well, she was a match like qualitatively, but there was definitely an aesthetic gap. It was too big. The gap was too big. I'm sure people warned her. Yeah, I'm sure. But you gotta understand, she's one of those women though. There's women like this. They want their baby to have a certain aesthetic. You know what I'm talking about? They treat children as if they're like bags. So she wanted her baby to have a certain aesthetic. She wanted him to be the father of her child. Very unfortunate mindset, but there's a lot of people out there like that. Aesthetic gap is now, I'm saying that from now on. You gotta find a way to like explain things in a way that don't trigger people. Big aesthetic gap, absolutely. Such a waste of talent too. Dude was real smart and talented. When he got out, he started rapping, built up a real big buzz locally in my hometown. Big buzz, right? Like he actually could rap. And then he had the aesthetics to go with it. Like a Dave East aesthetic. You know what I'm talking? Y'all know who Dave East is? Like a Dave East aesthetic. So I'm like, you have all the ingredients to take this shit to the moon. But then he got locked up again, selling weed. Selling bud. And all that momentum went away. Last time I saw him, I saw his brother at the gas station. His brother went to high school with his brother as well. His brother's now a crackhead. He's on some sort of drugs. And he asked me to drive him home. It was down the road, so I did so. And I ran back into old boy, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Yeah, decisions, man. Life's about choices and decisions. A lot of people waste opportunity. It's always interesting to see how people end up, like the people who you went to school with, and how these little choices just completely would change the trajectory of somebody's life. Because I remember my friend that I'm talking about, I started distancing myself from him in high school because I saw what path he was on. So he was like a pretty boy, light-skinned guy, right? Also athlete. He used to get bullied a lot because all the ladies liked him. And he was light-skinned. So then that put him in a place where He also lived in poverty, so you know he was in those type of neighborhoods. So he had this need to prove himself. So he started being the guy who would like do the courageous act, right? Fight the person you're not supposed to fight, jump people, you know, and it just kept escalating. He got caught up in that identity. Do men get past women cheating if they cheated first? They can, but not normally. Not normally, no. But like, it's just get out of those dynamics where you cheat on me, so now I'll cheat back, and now, but you're mad at me because I cheated back. How like we're just, I don't know, man. Is that the life you want to live? Just like exit the game, turn the game off. It's a bad game. Put in a new game. That's a bad game you're playing. People waste their time on goofy shit. Life is too short. It wasn't a tit for tat situation. Thank God. Why didn't you leave after you cheated though? Mindset separate the best from the rest. Yep. 100%. 100%. I agree with that. I agree with that. Who booed up for Valentine's Day though? Put it in the chat. Y'all got somebody for V-Day? I think people really forget leaving is an option. Yep, they won't do it though. Bria says not me, unfortunately no. Miss Cutie says nope. Okay. Nope, nope, and nope. Okay, not quite, but I'm sure I would have. Nobody asked me yet. Nope. Solo. Booed up 8 years married. Yup, no. Not at all. Not at all. It's crazy. No, yes, no. I feel like everybody didn't answer. Why didn't everybody answer? No, but I really want to take a flight back to the islands. That'd be nice. No. In the cut, taking notes. Just taking notes on, man. We just talking, bro. Come on, Bobby. We just, you know, certainly no subtext to that question. I'm just curious. Luckily, no. May the best candidate win. That's right. Oh, so you got a few options. Bobby, you will be a good client, man. You should become a client, bro. I got a client just like you. He probably watching right now. His name is Ben. What about me? No. I've lucked out like the last few Valentine's days. Just shit just ends before we can get there. No complaints. Remember the croissant story I told? I remember I ended things with Shorty, I think January. What was it? No, it wasn't January. It was February some years ago. It was late February. And I was like, yeah, I think it's best friends, love. I don't know. This is best of friendship. She was like, oh, yeah, I understand. It's like, I figured you didn't really want anything with me when you didn't ask me out for Valentine's Day. I was like, yeah, that's quite perceptive of you, because after you embarrassed me in front of the croissants, this wasn't going anywhere. Truth and clarity from the guy. I'm glad I hadn't blocked him. Truth and clarity from what guy? I don't remember your situation. Any plans on coaching women? No. Not fun for me. Just be joking here, Bob. I thought about it for real. Yeah, man, come through. We'll get you right. I gave my client some game yesterday, bro. I surprised myself. I was on a call with him. I was like, man, I'm so fucking good at this. And he was like, yeah, bro, that's nice fuck with this shit. That's why I hired you. He had some very unique situations. I was like, okay, this is how you play it. This is how you play it. He was like, damn. I'm like, yeah. I was like, right? I didn't. I also surprised myself right then. I need some game. Ebony, I think you do have game. What do you mean? What do you mean? I need to know this croissant story. Well, Madison, if you were in the lives, you would know it. But Madison, how about we talk about it later? Just you and I. We can talk about it. I don't need to tell you in front of everybody, right? We can always just like talk amongst ourselves, right? You miss a day, you miss a lot. That's right. We do cover a lot on these lives. So yeah, can't miss a day. You know what? You're right. That's my girl. That's my girl. I swear it's just jokes mostly. Sitting here writing treatment plans, listening to you. I'm coming on the live tonight. What happened with you, Ebony? You done dropped, buddy? You done found another excuse to leave? Another excuse to run? That was Eva at first. Eva was the first Ebony. But then Eva kind of healed a little bit. So Eva has more staying power now. But Ebony is she's the new Eva. She's like, I gotta find a way to blow this shit up. You're like an evil villain sabotaging your own plans. Do you have a question? Okay, we'll get to it tonight. That's fine. We'll get to it tonight. Ruin the whole relationship for no reason. A lot of people do. I'm that person too. Y'all gotta heal it, man. A lot of people leave comments like that, and it's like, ha ha he he. But you gotta stop sabotaging. It ain't gonna solve itself. You'll be 40, 50, 60 years old doing the same cycles. And this shit gets, I don't know if y'all know, this shit gets harder the older you get. And years gonna fly by. This shit gets a lot harder the older you get. Don't think you're gonna be late 30s, early 40s, 50s thinking like it's gonna be very easy to get a quality person. Them motherfuckers get caught, they get snatched up. When you get to those ages, you're dealing with a lot of leftovers. And they're leftovers for a reason. Not all the time, obviously. But you deal with a lot of people who have some real issues, man. You deal with a woman who's like a widow, who like she was actually a good person to be with, a good partner, but her husband died. Now she back out here in her 40s, and she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I wish I could be of more service. But you're really going to have to just wade through a lot of bad options. There are good ones out there, but your work is cut out for you. You're going to have to really wade through a lot of bad options. That's just how it is. People become jaded. They don't even have the ability to trust anymore. They're waiting for the other shoe to drop. They have been through so many bad situations after bad situations that shit is just like locked in their nervous system. So they're just not good people to be with anymore. So if you in your 20s or early 30s, and you currently sabotage situations, do what you can to get it together. Because your future, you look at these lives. That's future you. Right? That is future you. So it is best to take it seriously. All these patterns do is repeat. Y'all seen what? We had a shorty who's 60 years old yesterday talking about buddy wanting to slide a diaper to the side. Want to slide the diaper to the side. Just trying to hit and then want to take her out. That's how you want to be? That's what path you're on. You're not on a unique path. Only like certain paths you walk down. That is the path you're on till you get that shit together. Is a guy cooked at 35? It depends on his situation. But at 35, either you're very desirable or you've achieved something. You have like a solidified life. Because at 35, people stop looking at potential. So either you got life on lock or you're so desirable it doesn't matter. If he's 35 dating an 18-year-old telling her to move in, yes. That was a crazy story, wasn't it? He was 36. He wasn't 35. Was 36 or 37? One of the two. He was 37? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I thought like she was trolling at first. But she didn't sound like she was trolling. Her story just sounded so unbelievable. What's the top 3 things that ruin relationships? I don't know if there's top 3. It's just different stuff, man. Most relationship problems was just a poor choice in who you were to be with. That's most relationship problems. You just didn't choose right. And part of the reason you didn't choose right because you didn't work on yourself in the meantime. So people choose a bad person to be with, and then they try to solve the problems within the relationship when really the mistake was made at the beginning, which the choice, right? Like the lady with the alcoholic husband. He wasn't alcoholic when you met him, right? This wasn't a problem there because y'all both raising the roof. Woo, woo. Y'all both partying, right? Y'all both partying. Now it's a problem though. But like that was him at the beginning too. Get with these people thinking you're going to change them. Assume the person you meet is the person they will always be. And that will clarify so many of your decisions. Where you grow and they stay stagnant. Facts. He drinking to drown her out. She wouldn't let she finish the sentence. She seemed cool, but she was quite talkative. But she seemed cool though. Yeah, trajectory is different. Remember, trajectory means that they're already walking that path. Not potential. Potential is something different. Yeah, I think it's just a byproduct of her living up north. She just sounded like a northerner. Maj, y'all no longer want to do the commercials like Cece? I guess that's New York women. Yeah, that's just her being in New York. I don't think that's anything bad. Don't think that's anything bad, you know. You were napping, Eva. What's going on, Eva? Now I already threw away the pip. Do I need to go back to the trash can? What do you mean you were taking a nap? What's going on? She can nap. Of course Madison would say that. Madison, the defender of naps over here. I'm good for a nap too, low key. Not too much on my lady. Oh, my bad, bro. I forgot you and Eva got something, you know. My bad. Apologies, King. Apologies. Hold on, I missed the question. What was the question? What generally makes a man desirable? Like spark and safety. Really, it's like my coach has this concept called the 3 pillars of attraction. It's pre-selection, persona, and personality, right? When I explain it to people, I tell people they either have a marketing problem, a sales problem, or a product problem. So pre-selection is how attractive you are before you engage anyone, right? Before you engage anyone, before you open your mouth, before you speak, how attractive are you? How good are you at capturing attention, right? You walk into a room, how attractive are you? Persona is how attractive are you? It's a measurement of how attractive you are when you are engaging somebody, right? Are you charismatic? Can you carry a conversation? Are you socially savvy, socially dominant? How do you make people feel when you engage them, right? And then personality is how psychologically healthy you are. Are you insecure? Are you needy? Are you confident? Do you believe in yourself? What are you pinging on, right? I've never made content around what you ping on, but pinging is a very important social concept that people do not understand. And when you understand it, you can read people so well. You read people so well when you understand the concept of pinging. It's not even crazy. It's not even crazy. So the goal in both of those categories, in all 3 of those categories, is to get yourself at least to a 7 out of 10. Pinging is like what people pay attention to. So what do people pay attention to? Because if they pay attention to it, it means there's some degree of importance on that thing. Giving this, I was talking to a guy on this live, and somebody, like the chat was like talking about his situation, and somebody said, they may have said something like he's insecure. And out of all the things that was said in the chat, he noticed the insecure thing, and then he began to defend himself. What does that mean to a person like me? There is truth in that statement because you noticed it and you gave importance to it. Does that make sense? So it's what people ping on, right? What registers in their consciousness. It gives you some insight into their internal world. People also, you'll notice pinging, like if you're in a group situation, somebody makes a joke, look at who they look at. They're pinging. So they say joke, and then they look at somebody. What are they doing there? They're saying the joke to make that person laugh. Whoever they looked at is the person that they said the joke for, who they wanted to make laugh. That's the person whose approval they're seeking. Right? When you understand this stuff, you're the way that you navigate the world is completely different. Just imagine you have my mind just watching people talk and shit like that. And I know this stuff all the time. I can pick up on your insecurities. I know exactly what you are hiding, or I just don't say anything. But like when you understand, you know, social dynamics to that degree, it's an interesting experience. Someone more confident will say a joke, and then they won't check for reactions because they didn't say it for approval. They'll just say it as an expression of who they are, and then whatever happens, happens. That person is more attractive. The person who's not pinging is more attractive. So like if a guy isn't pinging on anyone or any reaction, he's centered in himself, right? He's more grounded in his own presence. That's more attractive. Women can pick up on pinging. Women will intuitively pick up on the things that I'm telling you because they evolve to have to. Women are the weaker sets, like physically, so they have to index on psychological warfare. right? Men are more physical. Me man, me strong. I fight, right? Women can't, so they have to index on something else. They have to weaponize something else, and normally it's psychological warfare. That's why, guys, if you see like your lady come back and they have like a beef with a coworker or something like that, they may tell you what like Shorty said, and you're like, she didn't say anything bad, and then your girl will be like, yeah, but it's how she said it, right? They're looking at tone, they're looking at context, they're reading into it more deeply than you are. That's why you have to get your inner world in order when you're dealing with women, because they're going to pick up on inconsistencies that you have wherever you're not congruent. I mean, aren't you supposed to though? Aren't you supposed to what, Eva? What are you talking about? Am I still streaming on YouTube? Let me stop streaming.